Whatever stage you're at with your trading, it's important to stop and gain perspective before planning your next move. Take a break from the charts and join in the discussion with our hosts, Jason Graystone and Akil Stokes, as they share insights, opinions and expertise on all things trading. Grab a coffee, pull up a chair and join the Trader Coffee Break.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Trader Coffee Break, your weekly dose of awesomeness. My name is Akil Stokes.
I'm Jason Graystone.
I think this is a topic that's come up a lot recently, especially with newer traders getting into the game. So it's a cool one to discuss. And I guess, Jason, what do you think? What's your opinion on apps?
Yeah, so like the title of this video is What App? Basically, I went onto Google and typed in what are the common phrases searched for in trading space. And this, believe it or not, is one of the most common things. And people are always asking me, what platform do you use? But for many people, I think the first touch point in the trading world is by downloading an app and playing with an app. And you see people downloading Robinhood, Trading 212, and all these kind of other apps that offer the world on the surface. So we thought it'd be valuable to spend this episode talking about what the approach we would take in terms of, platform app, and go over some of the pros and cons, and then some of the things that we like to see in trading platforms that are just going to make your life easier as a trader. So I thought that'd be a valuable topic. So why don't we start by saying, the downsides of using an app to trade? What do you think, Akil?
Well, I think the downside of using an app, I guess it's a pro and a con, a double-edged sword, I guess, depending on what you want to get out of it, is I think in a way it oversimplifies trading. I get a lot of people that ask me, especially family members that are interested in getting into the markets when everything's going crazy, and they get all excited about it. And it's, hey, what app do you use? I just download this app. And the older, I feel older each and every day, but I'm like, app, like I don't know. But I think it creates the impression that, trading is as simple as logging onto your phone, going onto an app, pushing buttons, and then seeing, kind of watching it all the time and making money right away, right? You see all these things on the internet of people sharing screenshots of whatnot, and it presents trading in a simplified form. And I think it makes it.
And it isn't.
No. And I think it makes it. I think it's no different than having like a sports betting app or like one of those casino apps on your phone, where it's very easy for it to become a gamble because you're just pushing buttons and things are turning red or green, and you think that's it, and it's really not.
No, and from my point of view, I would say if you're using an app for investing or trading, first of all, if you're using it for investing, as we've said before, investing should be long term. You shouldn't need to keep looking at an app. That should be something that is not taking over your day, looking at the fluctuations of the market. If you're investing, if you're investing the right way, you don't need to look at it, right? So there's no need for an app there. With trading, it should only be used, in my opinion, for emergencies. It's always good to have an app, or if your broker offers an app or a platform on a mobile or iOS device, it's always good to have access to that should you need it. But that's emergencies only. It's not. The thing with an app is it's not a professional approach to trading. I don't know one prop firm trader that trades from an app. I don't know one institution that trades from an app. It's just not the professional approach to trading. So if you're choosing it for trading, emergencies only. If you're using it for investing, you shouldn't really need it anyway. So I guess the whole, the boost in apps is just down to what you just said, Akil. It's just selling the lifestyle of being able to check millions coming in on your phone and, take photos on the beach and all the rest of it.
You know what it reminds me of? A long time ago, you did a video where you were interviewing that guy in the McDonald's. I think he was was a crypto trader, and you're talking to him, and every 5 minutes he's just looking at it. He's like, and it's that, we're addicted to, as a society, technology and this little handheld device in the first place. But if you're doing the bulk of your trading off of it, you have no choice but to gamble, in a sense, because one of the things we always say, and I'm not going to say trading is as simple as set it and forget it, but the majority of the work is done before you ever enter a trade. And that was a quote that stuck with me from the Marty Schwartz in the book Pitbull, where he got a note from his mentor saying, remember, 90 or 95% of the work is done before you ever enter the trade. So on your professional platform or whatever you're using, you're analyzing the markets, you're, looking for target projections, you're looking for stop loss placements, you're analyzing risk reward, creating position size, understanding your risk, all of the stuff before you ever hit the trade. Once you're in the trade, aside from active trade management, which you're not really doing too often, to be honest with you, it's not like a second by second thing. It's maybe you come back and check it every hour, or maybe you set an alert on your app that tells you, hey, I should pay attention to this to do something. And that's a good point you made with using it as kind of
price crossing and things like that. Yeah,
exactly. But it just gives the temptation to look at your trade, right? We know that most trading mistakes are made from psychological errors, like watching money go up and down and getting freaked out. If you're someone who's constantly using an app and you have it with you the entire time, you're just giving yourself even more temptation to do something dumb and eventually sabotage. I don't think there's any other, you're going to self-sabotage if you look at something, right?
And you just develop anxiety, like massive anxiety from having that thing connected to you all the time. And that guy in McDonald's, if you haven't seen that video, you can go and watch it. But that guy, didn't even finish his McFlurry. I would have had that.
Oh, man. How do you not finish a McFlurry, man?
But you guys watching, like, you tell us what you use, what experience you've had in there. If you type into the comments now what app you've used, or some of the good benefits or drawbacks to using an app, and give us your thoughts on that as well. So what I thought would be useful is if we just shared some of the first and foremost, I recommend getting a decent trading platform, because it's going to be on your computer. You're going to be treating it a bit more seriously as a business. You're going to have access to a lot more features that you're going to need to take your trading to another level. So what we're going to do is, I think we'll share some of the platforms we've used and some of the things we like and dislike about those. But first, what we really like to see in a trading platform, so that you guys don't waste time or you look out for these features. So I'll go first. For me, one of the biggest ones, which I think most of them have got now, is the 360 movement on the chart. So you can easily scroll, because I remember back in the day, like I think it was Metatrader, and it was like, so you had to scrunch one way and scrunch the other way, then drag and drag. Gosh. And it made it so hard to come specifically for back testing. What's some of the things that you like on a charting package?
That is the number one thing. And, going off your point before, don't be cheap. Trading is, there's like no startup in trading. There is literally, you've got internet connection already. You've probably got a computer already. Like, there is zero startup in trading. Don't be cheap. If you're going to spend up on the thing that you're going to use the most, which is your trading platform. Like, this is your most important tool. Like,
definitely
you spend up on it. But 360 charting is amazing. It changed my life when I went from the old school to this way. And I think whenever I recommend platforms, the number one thing I recommend is, is it going to make your life easier? Can you do everything you need to do as easy as possible? Whether it's, maybe it's a platform that has access to news events. If you're a fundamental trader, following up on last week's conversation, if you're a coder, it's something that you can easily code into. If you're a chartist, right? Technical analysis, like you and me, something that you can easily look at the charts, use your drawing tools, navigate it. Whatever is going to be your preference, the most important thing for you in your trading, make sure your platform can do that with ease. Another thing that's important, I've never experienced this myself, but I've heard this from different traders, is, and it may be more of a broker issue too, but placing orders. I've heard traders talk about some platforms where it's extremely difficult to place orders, to split position sizes, to on-screen manage, right? I think there are probably, I guess there can't be any anymore, but there used to be some platforms where you literally can't operate and trade from your screen. You got to go to your control center, enter it manually. That just shouldn't fly in these days. So I think that's very important as well.
I was going to say that was going to be my next one, but I'll go for another thing really important is technical support. Technical support's a real big one, because how many of our traders like spend lots of time on technical support? We're always asking, like, they're always telling us, yeah, I had this problem, this error, that error. Technical support is crucial because you don't want to lose momentum, particularly in backtesting and things like that. When you're on a roll, the last thing you want is some long drawn out thing that's going to make you pack it away and not want to come back to it. So definitely technical support's a big one. And I would just say indicators, and enough indicators that are nice and user friendly, clean, very easy to use, and you'll know what we mean by that. If any of you guys have used unuser friendly to user friendly, let us know in the comments as to what experiences you've had or what to look out for in particular. But it's just simple things like being able to use the click of the mouse and the drag of the mouse to use certain tools that can be much more clunkier on platform to platform. And those really are the main things. And obviously linking to a broker of your choice. You need to pick one that you're going to have access to a broker of your choice. Having said that, a lot of people do analysis on one platform and then they place trades on another platform. And that's very, very common too. I wouldn't even see that as a negative, really. It really doesn't make too much of a difference. As long as you just build that into your habit and build that into your trading, that's just what you do. So yeah, those are, if you take on board some of those tips, you're not gonna go far wrong. So based on some of the platforms we used, I know I've used CTrader, Metatrader, Ninjatrader. I've used Trade Nation's new platform, and I've used TradingView. So there's pros and cons to each of those. Akil, what platforms have you used? Pretty much, I think you've used TradingView and Ninjatrader, Metatrader.
Used my first platform was called AccuCharts from FX Solutions. I'm not even sure if they still exist, but it was
right.
AccuCharts was my very first one. I took a brief stint on Metatrader. I never lasted long on Metatrader. And then I went to Ninjatrader after that and TradingView. So I've been pretty much stuck on. I didn't have a lot of. I didn't bounce around for a lot of platforms, but still got a good enough kind of experience to kind of know what I like and what I don't like. And two of them were clearly better than the others.
Yeah. And they've come a long way as well, to be fair to all of them. I mean, I saw Metatrader the other day, and that's come a long way. They've got, they're web-based. They've got some really good tools. Some of the things that I don't like if we're talking about TradingView, for instance, that is a real powerful website. First and foremost, it was like rated in the top 200 websites in the whole world for the development of that site. And if you play around with that, you'll see why. It's so powerful, so powerful. There's not many websites like that. The downside to TradingView, in my point of view, is or what we hear about as well, not just me, but lack of historical data. I think it's 10,000 candles or something like that. So depending on what time frame you're testing on, you might not go back as far as you'd like to. And I would say the forum, the social media, the social element of TradingView. What's your views on forums, trading forums?
Stay away. Stay away. I'm sure there are some good ones. Obviously, we have a great community at Tier 1 Trading. I wouldn't consider that a forum. That's more like a mastermind group. But stay away. I went in that TradingView forum once. Man, it was, I remember
toxic.
It vividly. I was doing some charts. It was Thanksgiving. I was like, let me just check a position, holidays, no liquidity, just in case something weird happens. And I went into a forum just to talk about like a football game. And I was like, hey, playing fantasy football, I need one more touchdown for me to win. And it just got toxic in the matter of seconds. And I was I froze up. I couldn't, I'm
Crazy.
Like, what the heck? Like, is this what people deal with all the time?
Yeah.
And it was like, I started to question myself as a trader. And it's so bad but that is the one negative. Forms, comments, I'm a big believer in I like posting ideas. I think people should post ideas. It holds them accountable. If you get the right type of comments, you can get some really good feedback and even some confidence boosters. But anything that's open like that, you're going to have the trolls on there and the people that they just try to bring you down for no reason. So that's the one negative that, I wish there was a way to kind of just eliminated from there for the newer traders,
Definitely.
of course.
I think they should do away with it. And I think it's particularly if you're new to trading, what you're going to do is you're going to go in there and every single one has got an opinion. None of them are professional because they just don't hang out in those forums. So everyone's got a different opinion on the market and everyone will be telling you who's wrong and who's right. And of course, there is no wrong and right. It's just, how do they possibly know what everyone's trading and what their style is and what their setup is and what their edge is? So it's a real dangerous place and it can really cause discouragement in newer traders, for definite. Metatrader, I used Metatrader for quite a few years, and the downside, I mean, first of all, it's the most I think to this day, it's still the most popular platform in the world because it's just free. It's been going for a long time. Downsides, the tools weren't as user friendly when I was using it. I don't know about you, Akil. I know you've used it, right?
Yeah, that's how I felt. I would say one of the biggest upsides of Metatrader is, again, it's free. It's also, from what I've heard, it's very user friendly when it comes to coding. So a lot of coders love it. And if you're someone that's using indicators, the amount of custom indicators you can find that are downloadable for Metatrader or that you can have created is out of this world compared to other platforms. So that's a big plus, especially if you're an indicator trader. For me, I'm like you, it just felt clunky, and it's nothing against Metatrader. I'm sure if, we work with traders that love Metatrader. I'm sure if I gave it time and really got used to it, I would get accustomed to it. But it felt like there was something holding me back from doing my work. You do a lot of workouts, and I know you've done like weight vests and stuff like that. It just feels like that there's something extra holding me back that I don't need in my trading. In trading, it's difficult enough to do your proper analysis and get everything set up just to trade. The last thing, and you would agree, our full focus needs to be on the chart and for the situation at hand, right? Because good trading opportunities don't come too often. So when they do, we do not want to miss them. To have that slight distraction of like, this is a bother moving this around, or dang it, this won't go there. Like that's all it takes to distract your mood or distract you from your charts. And professional traders, we can't afford to miss opportunities like that. So it's not a bad platform at all. I don't want to seem like I'm bashing or anything like that. It's just, it wasn't as smooth and user-friendly as I'd like it to be as a chartist.
Yeah. So look, if you're looking to develop your indicators and develop maybe an automated system or something like that, coding's very easy. As Akil said, I think many of the new trading platforms are built on Metatrader. They build them on Metatrader and then kind of like a rebadged overlay. That's essentially what they are. So it has come a long way. I've seen a recent update, and there's obviously Metatrader 5 now. So it's got a web-based version as well. I love the web-based element to trading platforms because I think as broadband has become abundant now, we don't so much have to worry about a robust piece of software installed on our computer. We have a bit more confidence in a web-based platform, and I think anyone offering those, it's a massive bonus in my opinion. And then there's Ninjatrader. So Ninjatrader is what I've been using Ninjatrader for years now, years and years, and that for me was the cleanest. It had all the tools. It was robust. The downside, the upside is the technical support, as I just said.
Oh, yes.
What are your favorite points about NinjaTrader?
Support is amazing. I've had plenty of times where there's been issues and I've called them and I've gotten it resolved right away. They've done some amazing things for me in the past. So I'm a NinjaTrader user. That was as soon as I got serious about becoming a professional trader, Ninja was the first investment I made. I remember I think I leased it for like 3 months. And once I decided I was serious, I bought the lifetime license. So at the time, I think it was like $1,000. So I'm using $1,000 to invest in my trading future and haven't paid a dime since. And that was like 13 years ago. Yeah. So it's like the value.
I remember,
People complain about it all the time, like $1,000 for a platform. I'm like, if you do the math, right? I've been using it for 13 years. Like that it's, I can't even explain it exactly, but user-friendly. I'm not a coder, but our coders say it's pretty user-friendly for coding. I know the update, the NinjaTrader 8 was supposed to open up a lot more options for coders as well. I think it's clean. I think it's crisp. It's easy to use, in my opinion. Once you get used to it, it's going to be a learning curve, obviously, if you're coming from other places. But it allows me to do everything I need with ease.
Yep.
So
it's a trading platform as well as a charting packet. You can place trades on the charts, which of course I think is pretty standard these days. But that's one of the benefits of that, because it's so easy on NinjaTrader, so easy. And we've coded our tools, haven't we, on NinjaTrader 8, NinjaTrader 7, Metatrader 4, Metatrader 5. So, they're both pretty easy to code on. One last thing to mention about NinjaTrader is two things. One, they don't have a web-based version yet. Yeah. That's the downside. Two, if you're a Mac user, it's very difficult to access because you'd need parallels. But also a plus as well, if you go on their YouTube channel, there's hundreds of videos on training and technical support, so that you really are empowered using that thing. It's you've got a lot of support there. And as Akil said, there's been times in the past where I've asked them how to do something, and they'll literally write me code and send it to me in an email, and I'm like, wow, that was cool. So really cool. And lastly, I've started using a platform called Trade Nation, and that is web-based. It's got the indicators of Ninja. It's kind of like a hybrid of the web-based and NinjaTrader, which I'm really enjoying at the moment. So I'm not fully into it, but I'm using it in anger a little bit. I'm putting it to the paces, putting it to the test, and I'll keep you guys updated with that. We'll put all the links to all of the websites below, should you wish to go and have a snoop around. Is there anything you would say to watch out for with trading platforms, Akil? To not, like, definitely don't want something that does this or that, or it's a difficult one.
I'm trying to think, because I haven't spent a lot of time around all the platforms I've worked with have been legit. Even the ones I've tried out, I think a TrendSpider was one, and it seemed legit. I guess if any of them are consistently trying to sell you something, or maybe if it's a single broker link where it's by the broker and it's like, you don't use this broker with it, I would have some questions about that. If you're noticing that there's a big disparity between the charts on your platform and maybe some of the other popular platforms. That would be and I'm not talking about like 1 or 2 pips, but some massive gaps. That would be a big one. Connection issues, I guess, if you have that. But
remember, I did the broker, and I don't know if you guys saw the YouTube video I did with the broker thing, where I rang out, opened 6 accounts, downloaded 6 platforms, traded them all. There was one particular, I can't remember who it was, and you can go and watch the video, but one of them, every time, like every 5 minutes, you'd move the mouse and it would log you out, and then you'd have to type in your name and password to get back in, and then the data would freeze for a bit until it refreshed. That was a real pain. That was, and I don't know if you can switch it off. Probably, I don't know, but I couldn't figure out how to do it, and I was trading on that platform for a week, and that was annoying. That was really annoying. So security, just make sure that once you log in and it's robust, it's there for you. My NinjaTrader stays on all week and there's no problems. So hopefully that's of value. Hopefully now you're snooping. Oh, and when Akil mentioned NinjaTrader was 900, I remember I paid 900 and something pounds for the multi-broker license years and years ago. You can actually get NinjaTrader for free as long as you open a broker account, I think, with one of their preferred brokers, and then you kind of put a small bit of money in the account, and then you can trade a demo, and I think it's free, or you can get a free account somehow. But if you're going to treat it professionally, you want to consider long-term, think longer term, future-proof yourself, and make a decision. I've been happy with NinjaTrader for years. So if you guys watching can think of anything else that we've missed, any other benefits, let us know in the comments. And I think if you take on board what we said, if you're downloading a platform, as I say, this whole series, we're trying to take you on a journey from getting into trading, making a decision between technical fundamentals. We're going to educate you all along the way, so that when you go into it, you don't spend years, going down rabbit holes you don't need to. We want to bypass the mistakes so that we increase your learning curve and make you a better trader. So I think that's it for this week. Akil, what do you say?
Yeah, I guess I would add one more thing. Just if you're going from one platform to another, just give it time. don't expect it. It's learning a new trick. You're not going to go there right away and be in love with it. Give it time, play around with it, give yourself time to get accustomed with it, instead of being quick to judge, and play around with different ones. Some of the different ones we mentioned, get on there and then see what's the best fit for you. The cool thing is that at this stage in your trading, you're not actually trading. You shouldn't be. You're just running around the charts and looking for stuff and learning. And that's part of the learning process as well. And figure out what you fall in love with.
Great point. And don't get shiny object syndrome. As I said before, a different guitar won't make you a better guitarist. A different trading platform will make you a better trader. You just get used to what you've got, and you can make that work. You can really, really make that work. So do that, and you'll be good to go. So hopefully you enjoyed this session. We'll be back next week with another session. Don't forget to subscribe to myself and Akil's channel as well. We've got our separate channels where we release 2 or 3 videos a week as well. So until then, take care, have a great rest of your day, and remember, do less to do more. And see you then.
Thanks for joining us for the Trader Coffee Break. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to never miss a live discussion. Follow our hosts on social media, and remember, do nothing to gain perspective on everything. See you next week.